What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be doing a little bit of a different video because ultimately I've just come to the conclusion that I need to make a few changes for me, and it's going to affect the channel directly. So I feel like I'd be doing myself a disservice if I didn't just make a video discussing all the things that I want to change, so that way you guys are up to date on everything going on and you know what's coming down the pipe. So that's what this video is all about today. We're gonna dive into some topics, go through them, and hopefully you'll stick around and listen to what I have to say, and hopefully it'll all make sense to you. All right, so the first thing that I want to discuss is the live streaming content for this channel. Now, I think live streaming is a super important aspect of a gaming channel, and the reason that it's important is that if someone stumbles along a YouTube channel and they really start to enjoy a content creator for their personality or whatever it may be, it's always nice to have an outlet for them to find that creator in a live space, to be able to conversate with them in real time instead of just having conversations in the comments. And I think that's the most valuable, important aspect of having a live stream on a gaming channel. That being said, I don't want to drop live streaming entirely, but what I will say is that I like to live stream, but I don't love live streaming. So it's not the most enjoyable aspect of the content that I create. To be quite frank with you guys, outside of YouTube, I'm a very quiet and reserved guy. I don't really say a whole lot. I was kind of raised with the approach of if you don't have anything important to say, it's not worth saying at all. So usually that phrase is kind of, if you don't have anything nice to say, don't say anything at all, but I was raised a little bit differently than that. I'm kind of a stoic guy outside of YouTube. I don't really talk a whole lot, so doing these videos is kind of way outside of my wheelhouse in a way, but ultimately it's a good thing. It gets me out of my shell a little bit, and I do appreciate it for that, but ultimately it's not the most comfortable thing for me to do, and obviously in a live stream format, I've got to be really kind of outgoing to make the stream entertaining from start to finish, which is really kind of uncomfortable for me. Even though I've done it for over a decade at this point, still difficult. I will say that I think my live streams actually are pretty decent. Not to pat myself on the back too much or anything, but I feel like I've come quite a long way since I first started. None of that really matters. Ultimately, what I'm trying to say is that I do want the live streams to continue, but the format's gonna have to change. Now, for those of you that don't know, you probably don't know because I've never stuck to this, but my current stream schedule is Monday, Wednesday, Friday from 7:30 or 8 o'clock to about 10 or 11 o'clock p.m. Central Time. And I just have never really been very consistent hitting Monday streams or Wednesday streams for that matter. I'm usually pretty good about Friday live streams, but Mondays and Wednesdays are always a hit or miss for me. And there's a few reasons for that. The first and most obvious day that we'll talk about is Monday. Monday is the start of the work week for me. Typically, for those of you that don't know, I'm a letter carrier outside of this. This is definitely not my full-time job, as you can clearly tell by the 260 subs that I have. I'm nowhere near being at a point to make this a full-time career, and I don't even ever want to. So that's not my goal, but this is just a hobby channel for me. So Monday is a pretty heavy work day for me at the post office. Sunday's the only day of the week that I'm actually guaranteed to get off, so I'm typically working 6 days a week, and then Sunday is my rest day, and then it all starts up again on Monday. So that ultimately puts me in a little bit of a weird mood because I'm kind of trying to adjust back into the workflow after getting my very luxurious single day off for the week, and that ultimately just kind of puts me in a weird headspace where I'm not necessarily all there. And then typically on Mondays, we are typically quite heavy as far as the mail volume and the parcel volume, which usually leads me to working a longer shift. So instead of working 8, I usually work a 10, maybe even a 12, depending on the day, depending on how bad things are at the post office. So that ultimately, adds on some stuff to my day, which again puts me in a weird mood. And then on top of all of that, my wife and I volunteer at an animal shelter rather, Monday, Wednesdays, and Saturdays. So after I get done with my work shift, I got to come home. I have to take care of all of my own pets. For those of you that don't know, I have 14 cats and 2 dogs. So I've got a lot of 4-legged creatures running around this house. And that requires quite a bit of maintenance to just keep everything clean and organized and not an absolute disaster in the house. I'm not going to go through all of my responsibilities as an adult because you guys don't give a fuck. but I'll just know that it takes about an hour or so to kind of take care of everything that I have to deal with at my own house. And then once that gets all taken care of, my wife and I go up and volunteer our time at the rescue. Now, we can spend anywhere from 30 minutes to 2 hours at the rescue, depending on what needs to be taken care of as far as how dirty things get or how much attention a certain cat needs during that specific day. There's a lot of needs that we have to accommodate for, and that just really is inconsistent. We never really know how long we're going to be up there for. It just kind of depends on the state of things when we get there. So obviously the last thing that my wife and I want to do is not give those animals their fair time to interact with a human and try to make that very bad experience a better one for them. And we take a lot of pride in that, so we don't rush ourselves at the rescue. So what this comes down to is almost every time that I leave the rescue, it's about 7:30, 8 o'clock, if not later, which is when I try to start my stream on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So I have to contemplate on the drive home whether or not I want to even stream that day, or if I'll just chalk it up to a wash because I've just already had so much shit going on that day that doesn't make a lot of sense for me to continue to do more stuff. I'd rather just go to bed and start over the next day. And typically I don't stream because of that. However, on Monday, this week, if you're watching this video on Friday, I forced myself to do a live stream. And I wasn't in the mood to play a story game at the time, so I fired up Card Shop Sim, which is kind of my go-to like relaxing game that I play if I don't really know what else to play. And I played that for 7 minutes, literally like 7 minutes. Didn't even finish a whole day in that game, and I turned it off. I just wasn't having fun. But obviously I didn't want my stream to be 7 minutes long, so I pivoted over to Sly 3, and played Sly 3 for about a half an hour. But I didn't change my thumbnail or my stream title on YouTube, and one of my coworkers from work actually came in and was like super confused as to what I was playing when I was saying I was playing TCG, Card Shop Sim, and I was playing Sly 3. It was a really fucking weird moment. And it was a really uncomfortable moment for me, because that guy's literally never come into a stream before, and he comes into a stream and I'm advertising the wrong game. So anyways, we had that weird kind of interaction, which I felt bad. He was looking for footage on a game that clearly I wasn't playing at the time. So after that conversation, I just told myself I need to go back to what I had the thumbnail created for, and I started playing TCG again. And to be quite honest, it was the worst stream that I've had probably in the past 5 years, to be honest. It was terrible. I went back to TCG for the second time, tried to stay as interactive and engaging as I could for as long as I could, which really only ended up resulting in about maybe 30 minutes of me actually interacting during the gameplay. And then it devolved into me literally just sitting there listening to music, not talking, just playing the game on live stream, just kind of forgetting I was even live. It was horrible. It was the worst stream that I've ever done in a long, long time. I can't say it's the worst stream I've done ever, because I used to stream when I was 16, and I'm sure those streams were absolutely miserable, but it was definitely one of the worst streams I've had in a long time, and that was because I forced it. I shouldn't have done it in the beginning. I shouldn't have even streamed that day to begin with, but resulted in a terrible, terrible experience for me that was really discouraging, to say the least. Now, not to dwell on this too much, but Wednesday is very similar to Monday. Wednesday, we have a full coverage, as they call it. We send out a penny saver at work. It's essentially a little magazine type of thing that has a bunch of deals on it for local businesses. They can advertise in there, and those go out every Wednesday, and they go to every house. So again, that increases our volume of parcels, which leads, or our volume of mail and everything, which leads to a longer shift. So that is the same as Monday. And then again, Wednesdays, we go to the shelter. So all the same things that apply to Monday also apply to Wednesday, which puts me in that same exact position. With all that being said, ultimately what's going to happen is I'm going to have to start adjusting, or looking into adjusting, my stream schedule. I don't know what this is going to look like quite yet. I'm considering doing maybe Tuesday, Thursday, because those days are much more achievable for me to actually be able to hit my time slot. but you know, I'm not opposed to just even going down to one live stream a week as well. It just really depends. I haven't fully decided yet, but I will post a post in the community tab here on YouTube that'll hopefully hit your video feeds once I do make a decision on how I want to continue with that. I'll also post I'll make a post in our Discord channel as well, in the announcements tab, once I come up with a decision on that as well. If you're interested in joining the Discord, there should be a link in the description down there. Go ahead and click that, join up. It's pretty dead in there, to be honest, but you know, I do post when new videos go up in there, and updates and stuff like that. So not sure, but I'll keep you posted once I come to a decision. Okay, next thing I want to talk about is the 2 video series that we do on this channel. First one is the After the Credits, which is a game review series where I talk about games after I roll the credits, and the second is the PS3 collection update videos. Those are really the 2 prominent series that we have going on the channel at this point. God damn it, Dink. Lincoln is being the most like needy cat in the history of cats this morning, so he's just gonna hang out. But those 2 series are great, and I do want to continue those video series, but the problem with those series, if you can't already see that, the problem is that both of those require a lot of time. It takes a lot of time to beat games, to roll credits, to talk about them. You know, so after I beat the game, I got to go into the scripting phase, and then I got to go to the recording phase. It takes a lot of time. It's very hard to do that on a week-to-week basis. And then the second series is obviously the PS3 collection series, which is my supplemental series. When I do not have an After the Credits to post that week, I'll post a collection update video. Problem with that is that also requires time to build up a substantial amount of games to even talk about in a video to make it worth anyone's time. So that also takes time. So what I'm trying to say is that I'm trying to balance those 2 things, and it's just not working the way that I'd like it to. So I'm trying to think of some more creative ways to make content that's a little bit easier for me to actually sustainably post every week, so that way I'm not so overburdened by these 2 series that require way too much investment to try to get them done on a weekly basis. So I don't know what that looks like right now. Again, I've experimented this week in particular doing a couple reveal trailer videos for Call of Duty and Madden 26. So if you guys watched those, I appreciate it. I'm going to continue to try to figure out some other things that we can do in the meantime to try to find some more video ideas to supplement into the catalog, so that way I'm not overworking myself, basically trying to get those videos done when I just don't have any content for you. So I'm gonna keep experimenting with that. Just be prepared for a lot of changes in video content in the future as I try to figure out what the shit I even want to do. All right, now the third and probably most impactful issue that I'm currently having is that I'm just quite literally burnt out on games right now. It's been a tough week. Started really bad with that Monday live stream, and since then I've just been not feeling like playing anything, to be honest. And unfortunately, I think that this feeling ties into the After the Credits series, because what I've kind of started to find is that I'm plowing through games because the thing that I enjoy doing the most is making the videos. So I'm kind of doing everything backwards from what I started the channel off for in the first place. Made this channel in 2010, which was a long ass time ago, and the whole time that I have been doing videos or making content has been to share my passion of video games. And it's kind of flipped a little bit for me in recent years, where I'm kind of blowing through what is actually my passion, gaming, to get to what I'm currently loving more than that, which is video editing and producing videos and writing scripts and doing things like that. So it kind of reversed itself in a weird way, and ultimately it's not good, because I'm you know, just not enjoying my favorite hobby, my passion, which is gaming, and I'm putting more of a priority on the videos. So I want to try to get that balanced back out in the direction of enjoying games like I used to. And right now that's just not the case. I don't feel like playing anything. I know that if I do start playing something, it's not going to last long, and I'm going to try to bounce off of it. And it's just not a good feeling. It's really not a good feeling at all. It seems like a super first world problem, and it absolutely is, but it's just it's tough to go through this when it happens. It happens to me quite frequently, unfortunately. And it just feels bad. I mean, I've loved gaming since I was a young kid, and every time I go through a burnout phase, I feel guilty that I'm not playing games, which is just fucked up. But honestly, it's just been a habit that I just, when I'm bored, I go to my console, but I'm just not enjoying what I'm doing right now. So it's very fucked up, very, very weird. With that being said, obviously, I'm not making progress on After the Credits right now because I'm not fucking playing anything. I gotta work on myself as far as that goes, to kind of be able to get back into the swing of things again and start, you know, reformatting my brain in a way that I can enjoy what I'm playing as opposed to just playing it to make content on it. So that's gonna take some time. I don't really know what the solution is other than just taking a little break from gaming, which is what I'm doing right now. So I'm just kind of in limbo here where you know, I don't really know what to do. It sucks. But that being said, you know, I don't think my passion for gaming is going to disappear. Just need a little breather, I suppose. So that's going to affect content too. Might make for less uploads. I don't know how long this burnout phase is going to go. Really unsure, but could be a while, I guess, is kind of all that I'm saying. So I just want you guys to be prepared for that. All right, guys, so that's really it. That's all I really wanted to talk about. But, you know, too long didn't listen version. Live stream schedule is bound to change. New video formats are going to start popping up that are just experimental. So let me know what you think about those in the comments when they do come out, because I am trying to do stuff because I still love making YouTube videos. I always have, I always will. So I'm going to try experimenting with some different formats. And I'm currently in a burnout phase where I need to figure out things again and try to rebalance my mindset when I approach games. So it's fucking just really a lot of things all crammed together that just suck for someone that's trying to make a successful gaming channel. But it is what it is. Ultimately, I just want you guys to know that I appreciate you. I love you. Thanks for watching and supporting all these videos. They're going to continue. I promise this isn't the end of the Cam Fitness YouTube channel. I'm not going to pivot and go right back to only live streaming like I've done throughout my career many, many times. YouTube is still my #1 priority. But I just don't know exactly what's going to happen in the future. So stick with me. Hopefully we'll figure out some new fun stuff we can do. And until then, that's really all that I've got. I appreciate you all again for watching, hanging out, vibing with me. If you guys are interested in some dumber content from me, check out Confidence 2. That's where I do all my vlogs and creative videos, goofy stuff. I've reviewed like 20 different drinks on a series over there called Reviews from the Mail Truck, which is a lot of fun, which I'm currently on hiatus. So I'm making those videos too right now, but I guess there's enough there to watch if you're interested. But yeah, man, other than that, that's it. Hope to see you guys soon. Join the Discord if you want. Talk games in there. I'd love to talk games. I just don't want to play them. So yeah, anyways, join that if you're interested. Link will be in the description. And that's all I got. So anyways, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Make sure you go out of your way to tell someone you love them today, because that could change their life. And we will see you guys on the next video, whenever that may be. Take care of yourselves. See you later.